In this video, I will be discussing my top 3 veggies to grow in a greenhouse. Spoiler, my top 3 veggies are kale, turnips and lettuce. These 3 crops can be planted in a greenhouse in late winter, early spring, or in late summer, early fall, without any heating required. Stick around if you want to know which one is at the top of the list and why. Over the years, I have grown many different veggies in the raised beds of my greenhouse. While it's fun to experiment and try new things, I have adopted a more pragmatic approach to growing veggies in the greenhouse. I only grow crops that are most productive and that I enjoy eating on a regular basis. This is why staples like tomatoes, peppers, squashes, or cucumbers are not on the list. In my opinion, those crops are better grown outside, directly in the ground, in raised beds, or in large containers. In a greenhouse, pollination becomes an issue, as attracting pollinators requires more effort than just opening the windows of the greenhouse. Some methods like planting flowers, such as marigolds, take up space. And usually pollinators do not last very long in the ecosystem of my greenhouse, as it is full of predators. Using a fan could be a solution with crops like tomatoes, but the effectiveness of this method has not been satisfactory to me. Hand pollination can be very effective with crops like squashes and cucumbers, but I must say I'm done with hand pollinating veggies. I can picture myself hand pollinating the flowers of my tropical fruit trees. However, for common veggies, I no longer think it's fun or really worth it. But don't let my bias discourage you if you enjoy hand pollinating your cucumbers. Another element to consider is that temperature variations in a greenhouse can be too intense for some veggies, even with a fully automated setup, especially if the greenhouse is in full sun to maximize heat in wintertime. In summertime, it can get scorching hot in a greenhouse under full sun. While it's unlikely that crops like tomatoes will die, they will drop their flowers in response to the intense heat. So let's start with my top 3 veggies to grow in a greenhouse. At the 3rd place is lettuce. First of all, who doesn't like lettuce? And there are many varieties of lettuces. I have found that they are among the easiest crops to transplant. While other crops can stay droopy for days after transplantation, in my experience, lettuce plants often seem unaffected by transplanting shock. The reason why it's only ranked number 3 is that a lettuce plant has a tendency to bolt when it gets hotter, so in a greenhouse exposed to full sun, a lettuce plant will bolt faster. To mitigate this, you can experiment with different varieties that do better during summertime. As for me, I usually harvest them leaf by leaf based on my needs, instead of chopping a whole plant. When harvested this way, a lettuce plant lasts longer. 2nd place, turnips. There is so much to like about turnips. You can eat the leaves and the roots of this crop, and they are full of nutrients. Leggy seedlings can easily be corrected by transplanting the seedlings deeper. Also, turnip greens have a pretty good tolerance to heat. On days when even my ultra-tropical rambutan seedlings felt the heat, turnip leaves seemed unaffected. Plus, this crop is highly productive in a greenhouse. In my experience, growth rate is much faster in a greenhouse than outside. I'm sometimes amazed by the size of the leaves in the greenhouse compared with plants grown outside. The stronger growth of the leaves does not seem to negatively impact the size of the roots. Here at the top are some turnips harvested from the greenhouse, and the row below is a sample from my large containers outside. The reason that turnips are only number 2 on my list is that leaves can only be harvested a couple of times before the quality of the roots starts to deteriorate. Leaves should also be timely harvested before they start to shrivel. 1st place, you guessed it, is kale. This is a superfood packed with nutrients. Just like turnips, in a greenhouse, the plants grow much faster and are much more productive. They are not as heat tolerant as turnips, but with proper watering, they can quickly recover from temperature variations in just a couple of hours. In a controlled environment like a greenhouse, they are less prone to pests like caterpillars of the white butterflies, which often decimate my kale plants grown outside. Slugs can also be more easily spotted and removed. I've had issues with white flies towards the middle of the summer when the plants are a little bit more stressed by the heat. Pruning all the plants has proved to be a very effective way to manage white flies, as kale plants often exhibit good regrowth after heavy pruning. So no need to start new seedlings in the fall like with lettuce and turnips. And the cherry on top is that as the temperature drops, kale leaves become sweeter and tastier towards the end of fall. There you have it, my list of the top 3 veggies to grow in a greenhouse. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.